Good morning, video diary. And that's how I'm feeling. Cold and bitter. I'm asking today, what was it all for? The years, the tears, the cheers. All the times I held my son when he was little. I taught him how to use the bathroom. Remember a few times he wet his bed and he was very upset. And I did that when I was a kid, and it was just the most difficult and shameful and just lonely thing, because it was just the biggest problem. I finally grew out of it, and I made all kinds of immense efforts to 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 not have that happen in my life. Maybe it was because of the abuse, but when Forrest did that a couple times, I immediately told him that there was no problem, and I loved him, and that it was okay, and that Daddy did it, and that it won't be a problem, that I would help him and love him through it. He seemed to really respond to that. He responded to love really well. And non-judgment, I tried to make him feel that life and growing up and being a human being was okay. What was it all for? All the guitar lessons that we sat to together, all the kung fu classes, television, dinners, breakfasts, looking at things, talking about them. Trying to find his interests over time. I used to take him out. I bought baseball mitts. It wasn't exactly our sport, but we would go out and throw and catch, and he had so much natural talent. My wife would say this, that he just had natural abilities. And it was really more a question of where he would apply them. We knew he would be good at things if he chose them. I could still feel his little arms around my neck. As I would carry him to bed, I would take him on my back. He would jump from the couch. He would try to get as high a jump. Sometimes he would do it without warning me. like a 60-pound child landing on you. I remember teaching him to ride his bike. And my friend Greg, who came to the funeral out of nowhere, was the last person running alongside Forrest as he took off on his bike. There was one time he came down we were living in condominiums, and he came down the walkway between them. I used to call it the valley of the condos. And he didn't stop, and he went right into the brook. He didn't get hurt. He just flew into this, 20 feet down into a brook because he didn't stop. And I don't know if we were there or close by. We were close by, but it was, his mother might have even seen him do it through a window. What was it all for? All the times putting on his clothing, and sometimes things would bother him, and I'm like, well, let's try something else. Let's put on another thing that won't bother you so much. Is this better? My mother would always tell me, read to your children. Read to them. And so I did. My mother taught me a lot about how to raise my kids. And, she's been my rock. Ever since my dad died, she's been released from her prison too. And she's just always been the most loving and supportive person, particularly when it comes to the raising of my kids. She's someone who knows that that's the most important thing. You can be really successful in your life, and if your kids hate you, and then you failed. So what was all of it for? All the years? All the love? Some people offer platitudes of, like, well, the love doesn't go away. I used to tell that to Forrest too, that like the love that we created, the positivity that we created, the love that we feel towards each other is added to the universe. Unlike my relationship with my father, that was just full of pain and abuse, that Forrest and I were like adding all this love and fun to the universe. I don't know if I believe that anymore. How could I feel all this hope and desire for the future? How could I have felt? Because I no longer feel that. All I feel now is the impending deaths that are coming, and the loneliness. I thought we would have a future that would ease that type of normal suffering, losing your pets and your parents. even your brothers and sisters, is one thing. But to lose your child, it just makes you feel like it's over.